Good morning, everyone. Gordon Turnbull for John Knox Church. These times that we're living through right now are surely disrupted by the events of the pandemic. And that disruption creates a lot of uncertainty for all of us, manifests itself in a bunch of different ways, I'm sure. One thing I've noticed is how people seem to have a heightened anxiety and how that anxiety plays out in people's behavior. I'm trying myself, and I hope you are too, to be somebody who's keeping things under control and managing the things that I'm unsure about or uncertain about, and trying to balance that out with the things that God's shared with us to be assuring and helpful and encouraging. Today I want to talk with you about a passage that helps me, and it's from the end of the 3rd chapter of Paul's first letter to the Corinthians. The Corinthians are fighting in the church. They're divided because of different leaders that they are following in different camps. Some are people who became members of the church under Paul's ministry, and some under Apollos' ministry, and some were baptized by Cephas, and they think that he was the best. And they're using those circumstances as a way of dividing themselves. I bet underneath all of that there was some sort of insecurity that they had, either about their own faith or about God's goodness or about their life in the church. Paul says this to them: "Let no one boast about human leaders, for all things are yours, whether Paul or Apollos or Cephas, or the world or life or death or the present or the future, all belong to you. And you belong to Christ, and Christ belongs to God." Isn't that beautiful? We don't have to worry about the small things that capture our attention and give us reason to create little enclaves of security and safety in our midst. We don't need to foment some sort of division in the institutions where we serve or the places where we work or whatever it is. We don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Everything that you need, you already have. All belongs to you, because you belong to Christ and Christ belongs to God. Our relationship with God, offered freely and extended to us before we were ever conceived, that relationship with God gives us everything we ever need. And once we claim that generous grace of God for our lives, we can fill up with that goodness and let the insecurity and the anxiety and the concern find its proper place out there beyond. We don't need to live from that insecurity. We can be generous. We can be gracious. We can be considerate of other people. We don't need to feather our own nest or make our own way. We can just follow the way that God has given us in Jesus Christ. And as we do that, other people will see and take note, and maybe they'll follow too, wondering what kind of life it is that you have that is so peaceful. Where did that security come from anyway? Well, it comes to us from God. All things belong to you already, because you belong to Christ, and Christ belongs to God. I pray that we'll live from that strong center of love and grace today, that we'll be agents of peace in the world, and that we'll look for people with whom we can share good news and assurance and comfort and encouragement, and do so in the name of Christ. So let's go be the church today, the followers of Jesus, our Savior and Lord. And as you do so, may God's peace be with you, and have a great day.